This video is brought to you by IXL, used by millions of students worldwide to get ahead in math, English, and more.
Today we'll learn how to find and analyze points of discontinuity using graphs of functions. Let's dive in. A function has a discontinuity at an x value if the function is not continuous at that specific value. But what does that look like on a graph? Some examples of discontinuities are removable discontinuities, jump discontinuities, and infinite discontinuities. A removable discontinuity looks like a hole in the function. This happens when the limit exists, which means the function is approaching the same value from both sides, but the function's value at that point isn't equal to the limit. A jump discontinuity happens if the left and right-hand limits are finite but not equal. In the graph, we can see the function approaching two different values from either side. Finally, we call it an infinite discontinuity, when there is a vertical asymptote in the graph, and so the function approaches positive or negative infinity as x approaches the asymptote from either the left or right-hand side, or both. Let's hone our skills with some examples. Where does the function shown in the graph have a discontinuity? Let's try tracing the function from left to right and seeing where we have to lift up our pencil. The function is continuous until here. When x equals 4, we jump up to this point here, and then jump again before continuing along the function. We can confirm this by finding the left-hand and right-hand limits. As x approaches 4 from the left, the value of the function is approaching -9. As x approaches 4 from the right, the value of the function is approaching -6. Because the one-sided limits are not equal, the overall limit does not exist, and so we know that this is a jump discontinuity. Let's try another one. Where does h of x have a discontinuity? When we start tracing the function, we encounter a jump discontinuity at x equals -8, since the left-hand limit and the right-hand limit aren't equal. Continuing along, we see another discontinuity at x equals -4. Notice how at x equals -4, there is a vertical asymptote, so that as h of x approaches it from the left, the function approaches -infinity. This means there is an infinite discontinuity at x equals -4. After the asymptote, we can continue tracing the function without any more breaks. So h of x has two discontinuities, at x equals -8 and x equals -4. Nice job. Let's find the discontinuities in this graph. You may notice there are two vertical asymptotes at x equals -3 and x equals 5. We can say that r of x has infinite discontinuities at these two x values, because the left and right-hand limits as r of x approaches them are positive and negative infinity. There's also a third discontinuity at x equals 1. The limit as x approaches 1 from the left is 2, as is the limit as x approaches 1 from the right. So the limit as x approaches 1 exists and equals 2, but the value of the function when x equals 1 is 7. Because the limit has a finite value that is different from the value of the function, this is a removable discontinuity at x equals 1. Great work. Let's try one more example together. Can you find the discontinuities in p of x? At x equals -7, p of x has a jump discontinuity, because the one-sided limits don't equal each other, and so the overall limit does not exist. At x equals 2, p of x has a removable discontinuity, as shown by the hole on the graph. Lastly, at x equals 6, p of x has an infinite discontinuity, because the function heads towards infinity as it approaches the vertical asymptote. You've done a great job today, both finding and analyzing points of discontinuity using the graphs. Keep practicing and improving your skills.
Head over to IXL.com for more practice on this skill and thousands more videos in math and language arts.